Real Madrid have added another French wonder kid to their ranks, Aurélien Tchouameni. Los Merengues have softened the blow of Mbappe's aborted transfer by signing another French phenom. But do you know everything there is to know about their new $100 million man? If not, we're here to reveal all. These are 8 things you didn't know about Aurélien Tchouameni. Number 1. Supportive family. We don't say it enough, but a player's entourage is vital in helping them achieve their dreams. And young footballers in particular need solid foundations in order to thrive. Aurélien Tchouameni can rely on his parents to provide those pillars of support. Born in 2000, young Aurélien grew up near Bordeaux. Coveted by Girondins de Bordeaux from an early age, his father wanted football to remain as a hobby for as long as possible. Therefore, young Aurélien stayed with local side Artigues before joining Bordeaux's academy at the age of 11. His father, Ferland, a pharmacist and football fanatic, found balance by encouraging his son to aim high without putting too much pressure on him either. When I was young, my parents told me you can do anything you want, but at the end, you have to be the best. If you want to work in a company, you have to be the director of this company. If you want to be a chef, you have to work in the best restaurants. This mentality allows me to be the person I am today. Thanks to his upbringing, we're confident Tchouameni will keep his feet on the ground despite the lucrative contract he's just signed. 2. Former forward. Tchouameni marked his final season in Monaco colors with a plethora of stunning strikes, even the finest number 9s would be proud of. And his striking ability can be explained by his former position. Yep, the midfielder started off as a striker. Like all kids, he wanted to score goals and win games for his side. But for his first coach, there was no question he was more suited to a role further back. Physically dominant and blessed with a canny knack of intercepting loose balls, he was moved to central midfield. Given his standing as one of the best young midfielders in the world, a special mention should be afforded to his former coach. 3. He has a diploma in science. On the pitch, it seems Tchouameni is one step ahead of the rest. Blessed with an imposing physique, the former Monaco man also possesses an incredible footballing IQ, and his intelligence on the pitch is mirrored by his academic prowess. While he might have admitted to being a chatterbox in class, the Bordeaux youth product got his head down and earned his high school diploma in science. That said, his favorite subject was English, and you'll soon see why. Number 4. Big fan of American culture. If he had indeed signed for Chelsea, who were courting him for many months, the Frenchman would have had no trouble acclimatizing. He speaks near-perfect English. It turns out he quickly mastered the language thanks to his fascination with American culture. Ever since I was little, I felt a connection with American culture, whether that would be sports stars, musicians, or important figures in U.S. history, such as Martin Luther King and Barack Obama. And it was music in particular that encouraged him to learn the language of Shakespeare and Tupac. I learned quite early on because when I was listening to music, I wanted to know what they were saying. Just like international teammates Antoine Griezmann and Paul Pogba, Tchouameni is obsessed with the NBA. And he was recently a guest star on NBA Extra on beIN Sport. His favorite player is Kobe Bryant, and he even penned an emotional tribute to the star once news broke of his tragic death. Real Madrid's new star takes inspiration from the way NBA stars lead their lives off the court, especially their meticulous diets. They're not his only inspirations, however. Number 5. Avid note-taker. We all have that one thing that helps us perform at our best, and Aurélien Tchouameni is no exception. The French international is an avid note-taker and jots down anything he thinks may be of use to him. I'm somebody that makes a lot of notes, everything I hear, everything I see. Intellectually curious, Tchouameni feeds off of those around him and compiles pages worth of notes. He even uses them to prepare for matches. I try to note down a bit of everything, inspiring quotes from sports stars or influential figures from around the world, or inspiring phrases I find. Before each match, I try and note down my objectives in relation to my opponent, or the match in general. And you can bet your bottom dollar he notes down some pearls of wisdom from his international teammates. 6. A mentor like no other. The former Bordeaux youth product is considered a mix of N'Golo Kante and Paul Pogba. There are worse comparisons, I guess. But Tchouameni sees more of himself than former French great Patrick Vieira. The former Arsenal skipper counts 107 caps for France, 1 World Cup, and 1 European Championship. So who better to learn from? Tchouameni is constantly in search of perfection, so he wasted no time in trying to procure some words of wisdom from the former midfield general. And in order to do so, he had to rely on all his youthful endeavor. He asked former teammate Cesc Fabregas to drop him his digits. When the 2020-2021 Ligue 1 Young Player of the Year crossed paths with Vieira during his time as manager with Nice, the pair were able to exchange a few words. We spoke about tactics given we play in the same position. He's been keeping an eye on me. He watches my matches. He gave me advice on some tactical aspects and tips for the rest of my career. I'll be sure to take his advice on board. Let's hope the young apprentice takes after the master in more ways than one. Number 7. Bromance with Jules Koundé. Forget friends, these two are like brothers. For Tchouaméni and Koundé, it's till death do us part. The pair met as they came through the ranks at Bordeaux, and the duo are now inseparable. Their paths soon parted when Koundé left for Sevilla a year before Tchouaméni made his first $19 million move to Monaco. But they're back playing in the same colors once again. In 2021, they realized their boyhood dream by lining up for the French national team together. Tchouaméni, who has just won his 12th cap, even lifted the last Nations League trophy with his childhood best friend. The pair now have their eyes on the ultimate prize, winning the 2022 World Cup in Qatar with France. And during his time at Clairefontaine, Tchouaméni rubbed shoulders with another old friend, Milan keeper Mike Migna. Good vibes guaranteed with these three. Number 8. Anti-racism campaigner. In 2021, Tchouaméni was the victim of racist abuse by Sparta Prague Ultras during a Champions League qualifier, but he reacted to their shameful behavior in the most mature of ways. He wanted to engage in discussions with the UEFA directly. I asked some questions to UEFA to ask if it was possible, for example, to have like a brainstorming, to think about what we can do to have a better world. Tchouaméni is a staunch believer in the impact athletes can have by speaking out. I just wanted to do something because it's not normal. And the young Frenchman, of Cameroonian origin, took to social media to proclaim racism has no place in football or society in general. But he knows there's a long road ahead. It's not easy because it's very difficult to say in 10 days racism will be over, but it's better. Thanks to his sponsor, he was able to meet with American football quarterback Colin Kaepernick. In 2016, the American was the first player to take a knee during the national anthem in protest against police violence towards African Americans. Subsequently, he became a symbol for the fight against racial inequality, and Tchouaméni was left inspired by the encounter. It was a great experience for me.